So I see Sinister 2 is going to keep up with the trend that most horror sequels are bad. In Sinister 2, Bagul is back and he has his eyes picked out on a mother and her two sons as they have just moved into a new house, which he already has laid some videotapes that he plans for the kids to watch and allow his horror to reign. Now, I loved Sinister 1. I thought it was so terrifying. From Ethan Hawke's performance to aesthetically how it looked. It was so low lit, but it was atmospheric, and the scares. I mean, those 8mm films were terrifying. So, you know, it's not a perfect film by no means, but as a scary film, it works. And I would even arguably say that it's probably one of my favorite horror films from a mainstream audience that's come out in a decade. So going into Sinister 2, I was really looking forward to it. I was hoping that we were going to get more mythology, we were going to, you know, get some good scares, you know what I mean? I knew it wasn't going to top the first film, but I was hoping for a decent sequel here. And I did not get a decent sequel because Sinister 2 is bad. It is just a classic bad horror sequel, from everything from the direction just being stale in comparison to the original, to the scares also being just sort of lackluster to not even there. It relies heavily on jump scares, and let's face it, those jump scares are just annoying because they just don't add anything, any elements to it. There are a couple of good jump scares here and there, but due to the lackluster story that just doesn't gravitate or you find convincing or just find any real threat in, it doesn't linger with you. Those jump scares don't linger with you. Ghoul is in this movie way too much. I mean, in the first film, he's just creeping in the shadows, appearing every now and then, but only for a quick second, to the point where it added to the experience. It made him more terrifying. Also, the kids who played the ghost in this movie are bad. I don't want to come down on kid actors, but I just did not like their performance at all. And they didn't come off menacing or terrifying. They just came off sort of bratty and annoying. But also the dialogue that they're given is just really clunky and bad. Now, I will admit though, there is one aspect of this film that I did really like. There is one of the 8mm tapes that I thought was actually pretty well done. I'm not going to spoil it, but it involves a rat that I thought was very well executed. But all the other 8mm tapes I thought were just too elaborate. They just didn't feel real and authentic. Honestly, what Sinister 2 needed was more Scott Derrickson and more Ethan Hawke. We needed an actor in this film with more of Ethan Hawke's credibility and style of performance, and Scott Derrickson's sort of aesthetic looks and his direction and camera work. At the end of the day, Sinister 2 is just that classic horror sequel that just can't live up to the original and ends up failing in the process of trying to. As the score goes, I'm going to give Sinister 2 a 2 out of 5. So you guys, were you looking forward to Sinister 2? And if you ever did see this film, what did you think of it? Also, let me know in the comment section below, what did you think of Sinister? And until next time, you guys, I'm the Slash Movie Reviewer, and you guys have just been slashed.